Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novokratsy, we have bottom it out, Novokratsy's bullish. Bottom it out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 1300.
Novokratsy's bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Yo, welcome everyone to today's cryptocurrency price prediction and technical analysis live stream. As you already probably know, Bitcoin for the past couple of hours is dumping significantly. We have gotten a rejection from the all-time high and a major push down to approximately 102,000 US dollars. On the way down, many people have gotten completely wrecked and completely liquidated. And yes, we are talking about billions of liquidations coming in the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin tanked, the entire altcoins market tanked because some of them have gotten a push down of almost 80%. This is why on today's cryptocurrency live stream, not only we are going to talk about what is right now the most likely scenario, but also I'm going to share with you the rising wedge pattern we have talked about for the past couple of weeks. We are going to talk about, is Bitcoin right now still in an uptrend? And also one of the questions that a lot of you have been asking probably since this exact rejection back down. Is the bear market right now starting? And also, is the altcoin season even going to happen this specific year? Yes, I'm going to try and answer on all of those questions right here. But before we start, I would also like to welcome everyone on the live. Andreas, Abdullah, Logo Animation Service, Think of Me, the Don Crypto, Joshi Boy, welcome everyone that is right now joining today's emergency live stream. And with that being said, we are right now going to go straight into the charts and talk about what is probably going to happen next. Now, as you probably know, Bitcoin for the past couple of days has been pumping. We hit a new all-time high on 6th of October 2025 at 126,000 US dollars. And as you probably know, this specific level was one of our very important price targets, talking about our bullish Elliott wave scenario. We measured from the exact low back towards the high, back towards the low right here. And Bitcoin hit our price target almost exactly. 126,000 US dollars, 1.618 Fibonacci extension level was hit beautifully, and then disaster started happening. We got a very small rejection back down, and to be honest, exactly at this specific area, I was still extremely bullish. I was still expecting another major push towards the upside, and to be honest, looking right now back, it looks like it was, of course, not really the right thing to do. However, I like to approach the chart as objectively as possible. That does not mean I do have a 100% win ratio. Of course not. But the reality right now is, at this specific area, at least in my opinion, everything was still looking very nice. Everything was still looking very nice and bullish. We completed the first impulse, we got a correction. Another impulse right here, I was simply expecting a small correction before Bitcoin is going to continue even higher towards another all-time high. Market structure on the 4-hourly, on the 2-hourly time frame, everything was bullish. Higher highs and higher lows. No major bearish indications. Additionally, as you probably know, and if you do follow me on Twitter, you probably know, yes, we have been forming quite a significant hidden bullish divergence on the RSI indicator, on the money flow indicator, while Bitcoin was still forming those higher lows right here. And not only that, paying attention to the order flow, we have been getting bullish absorption all across the board right here. bullish indications on Bitcoin, uptrend was here, the probability was still higher for Bitcoin to continue higher, for Bitcoin to continue literally straight towards another all-time high. So probably maybe you're also right now asking yourself, bro, what did you do with your long trades? Yes, most of my long trades unfortunately got stopped out, but fortunately for me, all of my long trades have had actually quite a good entry point. I was entering long positions on Bitcoin literally exactly at this specific low. I was entering long positions on Ethereum and pretty much on a lot of different cryptocurrencies, on different altcoins at some very good levels. So fortunately for me, I had stop losses at break even. But looking right now back, it would be even smarter for me to take even more profits along the way on the move up. And remember, there is actually a very famous quote out there. No one has gotten broke taking profits. So this right here really proves it that yes, risk management, and not only risk management, taking profits, paying yourself along the way is one of the best things to do, even if Bitcoin is moving in a significant uptrend. Now, in terms of the trading bots right here, all of them got completely stopped out. And yes, with all of those trading bots, I lost money because, of course, the market, those trading bots were long bots, right? Which means that they were betting that the price is going to go higher. But also something I mentioned in my previous videos, with all of the bots, I had proper risk management. I was setting the stop losses, and no, I did not get liquidated with those bots. I knew, okay, if the market is going to turn around, I am going to get stopped out because I set a stop loss. And again, risk management is one of the most important things that you can do while you are trading, because our win rate is not going to be 100%. We are going to take losses, but the most important thing is you need to win small and win big. This is how you're going to be profitable over a longer period of time. And of course, also taking the profits along the way is usually really one of the smartest idea. So fortunately for me, I got stopped out on most of the trades at break even. The only thing that I could do better right here is to pay myself even more, to take even more profits on the way towards the upside. And to be honest, looking back right now, I actually did not really get wrecked. A lot of people looking on Twitter in the morning, and also yesterday after the move down happened, a lot of people lost insane amounts of money. Some of them gotten completely wrecked, wiped out their entire portfolios, and also actually something I want to point out here. Once I started trading back in 2000, I am in the crypto space since 2017, and trust me, I have wrecked some of my trading accounts before. And this is exactly how you learn. And something also I posted on Twitter right here 1 hour ago. The market humbles us all eventually. If you're not going to be setting a stop loss, you're not going to have proper position size, you're maybe even going to be over leveraged, trust me. Yes, you can make, I don't know, 40 trades, profitable trades in a row. But then with only one trade, you're going to lose it all. That is why, again, risk management is one of the most important things you should always learn. And on the move down right here, paying attention right to the liquidations, like we are talking about almost 20 billion of US dollars wiped out from the entire cryptocurrency market, out of which 16 or let's just say 17 billion of long positions literally wrecked in only one candle. Which is kind of crazy if you look like that, right? So if you had a stop loss, sure, you got stopped out, you still lost something that you were, or actually you knew how much you're going to lose. But the thing is, if you got liquidated right here, probably, or actually with most of you, maybe even the entire trading account got completely wiped out. The good news are, yes, we can rebuild, yes, we can apply proper risk management techniques to get everything back. But of course, bad news is that you lost right now a lot of money, but also if you look like that, if you lose a lot of money, the most important thing is, or actually probably, you are going to learn better. A lot of people also say that you should learn from other people's mistakes. But the reality is, in trading, if you don't actually lose on your own, probably you're not going to learn that much. And if I tell you, set a stop loss, probably most of you are not going to set a stop loss. You're not going to have proper risk management because maybe, first of all, you do not trust me. And yes, the thing is, I have been in this specific game for a very long time. I know that risk management is one of the most important things. If you're not going to be setting stop losses, trust me, you're going to get wrecked and the market is going to humble you eventually. And right now with the entire push down, people are getting liquidated all over the place. Now, looking back right now, what were the bearish signs exactly at this specific area? Because at the all-time high, to be honest, as I said before, we were still getting some hidden bullish divergences across the board on the RSI and also on the money flow indicator on the 4-hour time frame. This was bullish. Order flow was also bullish, but the first bearish indication we got, and that got me slightly more worried, was on the push towards the downside below, once again, the very important volume level. Measuring right now the entire upper price action with volume, you're going to see Bitcoin has been trading above the value area high for the past couple of days right here. And the moment we start going below the value area high quite impulsively without any reactions at our very important price target right here, because of course my main price target was still 0.32 Fibonacci retracement level right here at 119.5 thousand US dollars. Once Bitcoin lost this specific price target, we did not get any reactions right here, and also we got acceptance back below the value area high. Then I said to myself, acceptance below the value area high is not really a good thing. It is a bearish Bitcoin indication, which could potentially mean we are going to get a rotation back towards the value area low. And this is right now exactly what has been happening for the past couple of hours. Acceptance below the value area high, probability increases that we are going to see push down back below the value area low. And this right now is, clearly right now the reality. We even went below the value area low. We took out many lows right here, where of course it means we are grabbing even more liquidity. And right now looking at the wick right here, the wick is kind of insane. But this is pretty much because of a domino effect. People are setting the stop losses, a lot of them are getting liquidated, and that is exactly why we are getting those insane wicks towards downside. Later on the live stream, I'm even going to share with you exactly what we can right now be expecting with this specific week. Is the low right now actually in and we continue higher, or simply is Bitcoin going to right now literally get some kind of a V-shaped recovery? But more about that slightly later. Now I want to share with you the level that is right now still being very nicely respected. And what we are right now going to do, let's go on the 4-hour time frame, and we are going to apply our high term time frame levels on the chart. Monthly level 108.2 thousand US dollars, aligning beautifully with the golden Fibonacci ratio. We go with our swing low right here, back towards the swing high. And it looks like the golden pocket and the monthly level, both of them were very nicely aligning. This is the right now the area where approximately Bitcoin is getting a bounce off of. And on the move down right here, below our monthly and below our golden Fibonacci ratio, because of course we have gotten so many liquidations, we also got quite an insane volume spike. Pay attention right now to how much volume came in the market on the Bybit exchange, and not only on Bybit. We can actually also go, for example, on Coinbase, on Bitstamp, whatever you're going to go with. It looks like the volume spike was insane. So let's right now see what could that potentially mean. Is a volume spike a bullish or a bearish Bitcoin indication? Now, I'm going to mark out the top of the volume candle right here, where we can right now see similar volume spike we also got back in December 2024. Yes, Bitcoin got a new all-time high, quite a big rejection, and then it continued higher. Also right here, we got a significant volume spike, push down, grab the liquidity below our recent lows, pump it towards another all-time high. Right here, also, another volume spike, push down, and Bitcoin continued higher towards another all-time high. And let me right now also share with you this specific example, push down, high volume spike, continuation higher. Volume spike, bounce toward the upside. Volume spike, bounce toward the upside. So it looks like that usually once we are seeing a significant volume spike on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, it could be, at least temporarily, some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. And if you right now ask me, bro, is this right now a good time for me to sell my Bitcoin, for me to sell my cryptocurrencies, for me to sell maybe, I don't know, Hype, Chainlink, Cardano, Solana, XRP, Ethereum maybe? Of course, the answer is going to be no. After we are getting a push down, we should not be selling. We should be more interested into a brand new long or a buy position. And for complete transparency, at least as of right now, no, I have not opened a brand new long position on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and pretty much on any other altcoins. More about Ethereum slightly later. But right now, with the push down, I want to see how things are going to start developing. I want, first of all, things to calm down a little bit before we are going to make a calculated decision to go with potentially a brand new long or a buy position right here. And this is going to bring us with our bigger plan. This is going to be, as you probably already know, what can right now potentially happen with Bitcoin, talking about our bigger rising wedge pattern. Is the bear market on Bitcoin right now actually starting? So you can right now see we got an impulse towards the upside, forming our first impulse, right? Then we started going with a correction for our second Elliott wave. Another impulse for our third Elliott wave, another correction. It looks like actually right here, it was potentially a W, X, Y, X, Z correction. And right now with this entire push towards the upside, potentially Bitcoin already finished the entire fifth Elliott wave. With this specific scenario, it right now means we can potentially be expecting a bear market. It means Bitcoin finished 5 waves towards the upside, and it right now means a bigger ABC correction is going to start developing in the upcoming months, maybe even 1 to 3 years. We are going to see, of course, how long it's going to take, but the reality right now is, if this Elliott wave count is right now correct, I would definitely say an ABC correction potentially could right now actually start. And that being said, we can be expecting a 5-wave price structure towards downside for us to get our A Elliott wave, then the B Elliott wave, and then the C Elliott wave. So what we can right now say, if Bitcoin got right here an impulse towards downside, it could mean we finished our first impulsive Elliott wave of our bigger A Elliott wave. Let me right now share with you a bearish scenario. Of course, always you should have a bearish scenario and also a bullish scenario. Right now, I'm going to talk about, first of all, a bearish scenario, which right now means the top on Bitcoin is in, we finished our rising wedge pattern, and the bear market, yes, the bear market is going to start. So this is going to be our bearish scenario, but also later, I'm going to share with you a bullish scenario. But the thing right now is, if we talk about a bearish scenario, we are right now going to say we are expecting a bigger A, B, and then of course also C correction. This is going to mean Bitcoin is going to be in a bear market for quite a long time. And in our A Elliott wave right here, we should be expecting a 5-wave price structure towards the downside, which right now means we can be expecting, of course, right now we can already say we got an impulse, which is the first impulsive Elliott wave. We can be expecting a correction, the third one, the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth Elliott wave. So we can be expecting, if this Elliott wave count right now is correct, a major push down in the next couple of months. Then of course, a bounce for our B Elliott wave, and then of course also another push towards upside, which means we can be talking about very low price targets and definitely below 100,000 US dollar area in the next couple of months. This right here is going to be the scenario if Bitcoin is right now entering the bear market. But we need to ask ourselves, is the bear market right now the most probable scenario? I would say like that. Paying attention to the very simple market structure. Are we right now in a downtrend? And is right now the downtrend going to continue if it's even there? We are going to go to simplify everything with the line chart. Line chart is something that not a lot of people use because it's a very simple chart. And to be honest, I really like it because simplicity is usually the way to go. So what you can right now see is Bitcoin having bullish or bearish market structure. In the past, for example, right here, Bitcoin actually got a push towards the upside. We got right here our high, our higher low. another high, and this entire push towards the upside was not a lower low. So this right here was not bearish market structure, because for us to get bearish market structure, we need to break the previous low. And the previous low was literally exactly right here. It was the consolidation area before we continued higher. So it right now means we got our previous low literally right here, which was still a higher low. And then also another higher high. Higher low, another higher high. And with this push down right here, you can see we broke our bullish market structure. We formed a lower low. Then, of course, we got a lower low, lower high, and of course, another lower low, lower high, lower low. With breaking the high right here, it meant another higher high was formed. Bitcoin continued higher. So this right here is something that we should really pay attention to. Is Bitcoin actually right now getting another lower low? And maybe you're going to be surprised, but it looks like we got our low here, our higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low right here. So with breaking the low right here, it meant bearish market structure is right now technically present on the daily time frame. This right here could be a lower high for Bitcoin before the trend continues, but this area, this was not the case. We continued higher, we got another higher high. So for us to right now say Bitcoin is going to change the market structure on the daily time frame, we need to go below this specific low. Now, of course, some of you are going to tell me, bro, enabling the normal chart right here, going with the candles, clearly the wick went below this specific low. So there are right now two things that we can pay attention to. The first one is going to be the wicks. So if we right now count the wick right here, it means we do have bearish market structure. If we do not count the wicks, it right now means, yes, Bitcoin is still closing the candle above the recent low, which right now means an uptrend is intact and we can still be expecting another higher high in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks, and of course also for the bull market right here to actually continue. So we are going to see how things are going to develop. But one other thing, as you probably know, I really like to pay attention to is not only going to be the market structure right here. I like to look at the average trend and also where Bitcoin is trading, looking right now at a bigger picture. So first thing that we are going to do, let's go with our exponential moving averages to talk about is Bitcoin moving in an uptrend or in a downtrend. On the daily, of course, we are still in an uptrend, but the thing is, also on this entire push down, we were still trading in an uptrend right here. So I like to go on the 4-hourly time frame to see if we are right now in an uptrend or in a downtrend. 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA. On the 4-hourly, yeah, sure, they are right now probably going to meet each other in the next couple of days. So potentially, in the next couple of days, we are going to enter an average downtrend on the 4-hourly time frame. It is going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication. On the 2-hourly, we are probably going to get a cross literally in the next couple of hours, and on the 1-hourly, we already have a bearish cross. So what we can right now say, probably we are going to enter an average downtrend in the next couple of days. Bearish Bitcoin indication. Looking at the candles, and if right now we have bullish or bearish market structure, we do have bearish market structure because we went below our recent low right here. But on the candles chart right here, or actually on the line chart, it looks like we are still right now moving in an uptrend. So I would say like that. I would be slightly more careful. I am not going to say to you the bear market right now definitely started, because the reality is I don't know with 100% probability. But the reality right now is it is very smart for us to be slightly more careful, because we took out the low right here. We could be entering a downtrend looking on the 4-hourly exponential moving averages in the next couple of days right here, or maybe even in the next couple of hours. But the reality right now is, and of course, also the most important question is, how can we right now make money in the market? Because the reality is, we don't need to know up, down, left, right. The most important thing is, how are we going to right now approach the chart to make money in the market? And what we are right now going to do, let's go back into the candles right here to identify and to simplify everything we just said. We are going to go right now with our channel, or actually maybe even I have a channel here still. No, I don't have it. But the thing is, we can right now identify literally a new horizontal range. Not a new one, because this one has been present for a very long time, but let me right now zoom in here, and we are going to simply identify and connect our highs here with a horizontal level, expanding this one towards this low. And we can right now say Bitcoin is simply moving in a horizontal range. we are not going to be super bearish right here at the bottom of the range. We are not going to be shorting at the area of support. However, if we are going to be in an average downtrend in the next couple of days, which means that, of course, we do get a confirmation with our exponential moving averages, potentially on the move down, on the move up right here, we could maybe even be interested to enter a short position. But remember, with proper risk management, we should always be actually and knowing where to set a stop loss. And we are going to be wrong on our idea if Bitcoin goes above our recent high. Looking for some kind of a short position on the retracement, in my opinion, is going to make a lot of sense. Even, for example, if we are going to lose the trade right here, we need to be prepared to risk some capital just in case the bear market is actually going to start. And of course, we can be looking for short at the area of resistance. In the next couple of days, I'm going to give you the exact level I'm going to be paying attention to. Before, if the bear market is going to start, we can be expecting much lower price targets. In my opinion, this right here is going to be a very smart idea for us to do. Not saying the trade is going to play out, not saying we are entering an uptrend, but again, we need to ask ourselves, how can we make money in the market if the bear market is right now actually starting? So this right here is going to be something I'm going to be looking for. If Bitcoin does get a push up, and the push up is going to be happening on a very low volume, is going to mean probably it is simply going to be some kind of a corrective stage before the major push down, before the bear market is then actually going to continue. I would much rather risk some capital to enter a short position right here, even if then I lose it, of course, if Bitcoin then continues towards a new all-time high, than to not enter a short position, and the bear market in this scenario is then going to play out. On the other hand, what, or actually where, can we look to enter a long position on Bitcoin? Because right now also, if we are going to be at the area of support, we can still be looking to enter a long position on Bitcoin, but of course, again, with proper risk management. Looking right now, let me remove the range right here. Looking right now on the daily candle, we closed with a significant wick back down. So usually, we are going to feel the 50% of the wick on the daily time frame. So what we can right now do, we can go with our Fibonacci, or we can actually also go with the range tool. Let me go right now with this one. We can right now go with the low here. Expand this one towards this specific candle close, and we are literally going to pay attention only towards the mid level of the range. We are going to go without the, actually, how can I remove the, okay, never mind, it looks like I cannot remove, but the thing is, if the 50% of the wick is going to get filled, we can be looking towards the area of 107.6 thousand US dollars. So this right here is then going to be a very important price target we are going to be paying attention to, where potentially we can be looking for long positions. Now, don't get me wrong. Why are we looking for long positions right here? Because we are at the area of support. We are not saying the bear market is right now suddenly starting. I still want to approach the chart slightly more neutral. I'm still right now saying we can go towards the all-time high, or we can go towards the downside if the bear market is starting. But the thing is, at the areas where we are, no way I am looking for short trades. So if the bear market is starting or the bull market is going to continue, whatever is going to happen, I know if there is an area of support, many people have gotten liquidated. I am not looking for shorts. I need to ask myself, how can I make money in the market? And right now, the best thing to do, and probably the smartest thing to do, in my opinion, is to look for buying positions at the areas of support. So that being said, if Bitcoin right now does get some kind of a push down, which again, it's quite likely for us to happen, for this right here to happen, for us to feel at least 50% of the week right here, we go towards 107.6 thousand US dollars. We can be looking for a long position right here, maybe even slightly lower, stop loss below the recent low. Let's see if we are going to get some kind of a bounce back towards the upside. I'm going to look for this exact trading setup literally in the next couple of days if the opportunity is going to be offered to us. I'm not going to force trades right now because, yeah, we got a push down right here, but the reality is 50% of the wick usually gets filled. Now, another thing that I want to point out here is going to be Ethereum Bitcoin chart, because this one is something that I would really like to right now share with you, because yeah, right now we are trading at some very important levels. I already shared with you this Ethereum Bitcoin chart many weeks ago, where I told you potentially the fourth Elliott wave is actually finished right here. We are going to continue higher. But right now it looks like we are extending our fourth Elliott wave. Bitcoin is getting a bigger retracement back towards downside. And right now, clearly, we are below the 0.32. If you go with the logarithmic scale, you can see 0.32 was hit literally exactly. So what could that right now mean? It means after the fourth one is finished, we could still potentially be expecting what? Our last and final push towards the upside. We also can go right now with the RSI indicator and talk about on the 4 hourly, we went directly in the oversold area, which could also be some kind of a bullish indication for the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So probably right now you're wondering, what could that mean? If right now the fourth Elliott wave is right now actually in and we continue higher, because also if you look like that, we do have bullish market structure on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. This right now means if we do get a bounce on Ethereum Bitcoin chart, it means Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. So potentially, even right now, if the bear market is starting, we could still be expecting potentially a small push up right here on Bitcoin, not a new all-time high, of course, if right now we are in a bear market, but Ethereum could still potentially get another all-time high because of the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So this is right now why I am definitely going to adjust our fourth Elliott wave and put it exactly right here. Of course, ideally, I don't want to get another push down on Ethereum. I want on Ethereum to low, for the low to actually be in, also because we definitely took out the liquidity below this specific low. Actually, did we? Let me just double check this right now. On the daily, no, never mind. We got a very slight front run on the Bybit chart of the low right here, but nevertheless, I would say like that. I really want for Ethereum, for the low to right now be in, and for us to get another push up, for us to form another all-time high. In this scenario, Ethereum Bitcoin chart, this 5-wave price structure is going to play out. And also probably, if Ethereum is going to be pumping, a lot of other altcoins are probably going to follow. So potentially, an altcoin season is not really, let's just say, cancelled right now, but we can still say, if we are going to start forming the fifth Elliott wave on Ethereum USD chart right here, and also on Ethereum BTC chart right here, we can be expecting at least some kind of an altcoin season where some of the altcoins are going to pump. Not all of them, of course, but some of them are going to pump. Bitcoin potentially is going to underperform the altcoins market because of the Ethereum Bitcoin chart right here. Ethereum gets another all-time high. Maybe also some other altcoins are going to get another all-time high, but then a real bear market on the entire crypto market is going to start. So just something that we are right now going to see how things are going to develop. Let's see, first of all, how Bitcoin is going to start pushing up right here. Is it going to look impulsive? If so, happy days, let the bull market continue. But of course, if it's going to be very, very choppy, we need to be slightly more careful. Something that also I want to point out here, right here. You can see, we got a push up towards a new all-time high, right? We changed the market structure after taking the low right here, after we started closing the candles below this specific low. Going right now with the line chart, for example, you can clearly see we started closing the candles below the recent low. Are we right now closing the candles below the recent low? As we said before, not really. For us to right now technically get bearish market structure on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we need to go below this specific low. We need to start closing the daily candles, at least one daily candle, below this specific low. Is this right now happening? Not yet. So this is why, again, we can continue the bull market, we can also go lower and start the bear market. But the most likely scenario, in my opinion, for Bitcoin right now is to get some kind of a push up. We are going to see if we are going to get another all-time high right here or not, but nevertheless, for Ethereum and also, of course, for many other altcoins, I would still like to get another push toward the upside, literally straight to form another all-time high. I'm going to look for another long position on Bitcoin, probably in the next couple of days, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We are, of course, going to see how things are going to develop right here. But nevertheless, I am not flipping extremely bearish right now because on the daily chart, on the line chart right here, we are not forming bearish market structure just yet, even though, yes, we are going to enter an average downtrend looking at the exponential moving averages. But again, ideally, looking for Ethereum Bitcoin chart, looking for Ethereum USD chart right here, it still looks like we can be expecting another push towards the upside for us to get another all-time high. And after the all-time high, definitely I would start being slightly more careful. that is right now why, of course, make sure you're smashing up the like button. If you want to trade with us, you can definitely secure some insane free bonuses on Bybit right here, because you're going to get 20 USDT. Literally, only after you register, you get 20 USDT on Bybit right here with this specific link. Then, of course, also you can deposit because you're going to get even bigger bonuses. But nevertheless, right now, I also want to look at the chat to see what you're right now saying right here. That's actually a good device. Device or advice? Not sure what you meant right here. Let's see. I am buying on discount. I would definitely say buying where we are as of right now, because we are on a discount, is one of the best things to do. I would definitely not be looking for any sells. If I would be, of course, as I said, I'm still right now being slightly more patient with my long position because I still want to have a good entry, right? And of course, that is why I would still like to wait for the 50% of the wick close, and then we are going to go from there. I'm going to know exactly where I'm going to be wrong on the idea. I know exactly I am buying low, which is one of the most important things, which is of course one of the most important things. And also actually, one tweet I'm probably going to post in the next couple of days. In trading, literally, the most important thing is buy low and sell high. And this is usually how you are going to make money in the market. Buy low, sell high. We are not guessing up, down, left, right. If we have a simple strategy, buying at the area of support, having proper risk management over 1,000 trades, we are probably going to make money in the market. So also a lot of people actually are overcomplicating things. Like trading, the thing is, I am in the crypto space right now since 2017, which means it is going to be my 8th year in October, on 31st of October or 1st of November, something like that. I think 31st of October is going to be 8 years in the crypto market. I have looked at many different strategies, many different indicators, many different levels, volume trading, you name it, right? But the thing is, the most important thing is, with all of those trades, is that you buy low and you sell high. Even, for example, right now, if we fire a long position, you are buying low. I still, of course, as I said before, I would like to buy even lower because of the theory of the wick right here. But nevertheless, the most important thing is always, always, always buy low, sell high with proper risk management. This is all that you literally need to know. The most important thing is, again, after a push down, people are getting wrecked. People are getting liquidated. People are getting scared also because right now, let me just see right here. Yeah, pretty much. On the crypto fear and greed index, we are reaching the fear area. Maybe even in the next couple of days, we are going to be in the extreme fear right here. But nevertheless, buy low, sell high is the name of the game. And the most important thing is, once you're going to be buying low with proper risk management over a certain amount of trades, probably you're going to be in a profit. Simple as that. What happened to all of your long positions? As I said before, in terms of my long positions, because I had such a good entry on Bitcoin, Ethereum, on pretty much all of the altcoins, I had such a good entry. I had my stop loss already at break even. So I got stopped out on all of them, or actually not all of them. I think most of them got stopped out at break even. The only mistake that I see right now I made right here is that I was not paying myself enough on the move up. I was still taking some profits on my long trades on the move up right here, but right now looking back, of course, it would be smarter for me to take even more profits. Of course, the thing is, I was playing the probabilities game. I look at the chart objectively. I'm not saying we cannot see a major dump. For sure we can, right? But everything, at least at this area, was still looking bullish. Uptrend was here, bullish absorption, hidden bullish divergences on the indicators, everything was looking bullish. But the thing is, because everything was looking bullish, I was not paying myself enough, looking right now back, of course, and this maybe is one of the mistakes I did. In terms of the trading bots, yes, of course, all of them got stopped out. But also with the trading bots right here, I had proper risk management because I was setting stop losses on all of them. None of the bots have gotten liquidated. None of my trades have gotten liquidated because I was setting the stop loss to break even. And of course, also, if you look like that, if you set a stop loss, you cannot get liquidated, right? So this is right now why, again, risk management is one of the most important things you can always do once you are trading. Many people didn't have stop loss hit yesterday because the move was so violent and quick. The thing is, if you have a market order for a stop loss, you get filled. So this is why I always use a market order for me to get stopped out. Once my trade is invalidated, I want to get out of the trade as soon as possible. So yes, if you have a stop loss, you are stopped out. But the thing is, if you get stopped out, you know exactly how much you're going to lose because probably you made a plan where you're wrong, where you're going to set a stop loss. The thing is, if you don't set a stop loss and you get liquidated, probably, especially if you use cross margin, your entire trading account can get completely wiped out, which is kind of crazy, right? So I would definitely say right now, if you have proper risk management, this probably did not really affect you. Looking on Twitter, for example, today in the morning, most of them got completely wrecked. So you can clearly see right here that most people have no idea what they're doing in the market. Even if they're posting like crazy technical analysis, technical analysis is one thing, risk management is another thing. And the thing is, looking on Twitter today in the morning, most of them have gotten completely wrecked. So also one thing I noticed for my own trading, the less I look on Twitter, the more I focus on my own technical analysis, the better I trade. So usually, in terms of my technical analysis, I don't care what anyone else says. I do my analysis, I look at the data as objectively as possible, and I make my plan. And if you're going to then look at some other Twitter accounts posting, I don't know, most of them, of course, are bull posting. The thing is, the area, the all-time high, I was also a bull because everything was looking bullish. But that does not mean you should not set a stop loss just in case everything is going to go lower. And of course, in this scenario, everything went lower. Would reaching 50% of the wick length trigger the line chart to close with a lower low, thereby confirming the downtrend? Good question here. The thing is, if we just, for example, the downtrend, in my opinion, gets confirmed on the line chart right here, or actually if we go right now with the line chart, if the daily candle closes below this specific low. So if we right now go lower, actually let me go with the candle. If right now we do see a push down, right? We need to then feel the wick right here and then get a push up before the daily close. We are going to see how this right here is going to develop, but nevertheless, definitely, in my opinion, if we start closing the daily candles below our recent low, unfortunately, market structure on the daily time frame is going to be confirmed bearish. So, of course, in this scenario, it's going to be a bearish indication for Bitcoin, bearish market structure, and yes, probably then the top is in. We can be expecting a retracement back up because, of course, of the second Elliott wave. Everyone is going to be right here bullish. Everyone is going to be talking another all-time high. We know, okay, market structure is going to be confirmed bearish. We know if the move up is going to look corrective with low volume. Yeah, I'm looking for short right here, invalidation above the high. Let's see if we are then going to start pushing even lower. And of course, again, potentially the bear market in this scenario is going to start. Anyone knows what are they doing in this manipulated market, guys? This is moving wherever. What white out conditions, buy or sell or volume? Okay, okay. The Fed rate cuts versus tariffs. Who wins? It really does look like, yeah, that right now, yeah, the market pretty much crashed. I would say, I mean, if you look at the technical analysis, was anything right now saying that we are going to get that big of a push down? I would say no. Definitely, the news accelerated the entire move down, and that is why we are right now experiencing this insane crash. But was this predictable? In terms of probabilities, I would say no, because in my opinion, at least in my eyes, looking at the data, objectively speaking, or I would say as objectively speaking, we had a higher probability of continuing higher. And I think most of people are going to agree with me that looking for such a big push down exactly at the all-time high was not really, I'm not saying predictable, but I'm just saying it was not really the highest probability, if you know what I mean right here, right? Buy when it's down to 92,000, though it will go down further. I would definitely say buy the dip, but the thing is, if right now the bear market is starting, probably you don't want to be buying the dip. In terms of my spot holdings, I'm not going to be buying even more. I am going to be longing, as I said before, with proper risk management, with the stop loss placement, but nevertheless, I am not buying right now any more spot Bitcoin, any more spot Ethereum. I am going to be selling even more. Of course, if we right now get a bounce, I am going to be selling Ethereum, potentially after we take out the high right here and start forming pretty much the last Elliott wave right here. the entire 5-wave price structure. But yeah, as of right now, in terms of the trades, I am interested more in long positions, not in shorts, but I am going to be interested in a short position once we see how, what a bounce right here we are going to get in the upcoming days. So, how much lower do you think Bitcoin could go? If the bear market is going to start, we are looking for targets below $100,000, definitely. I would say maybe 70, 60, maybe even $50,000. Of course, we are going to make a plan once we start moving lower. But yes, if right now we are in a bear market, definitely much lower targets are going to happen. Because if you look like that, in all of the previous bear markets, if we right now go, for example, on the weekly time frame, this was a bear market and Bitcoin got a push down for approximately 77%. If you look like that right now, and if we talk about right now a 70, or let's just say, let's be conservative, let's say 75% of a correction. From the high here towards a 75% of a correction, it means we are going to be going, oh, okay, we need to go, okay, 70% of a correction, or actually 75, something like this, we are talking about $33,000 per Bitcoin. Some of them, or actually some of people are going to say it's impossible, but of course, it happens every single time. So once there is going to be a correction, if it does happen right now, yeah, at those areas, I definitely think it's going to be worth buying even more. But I would definitely say that, is it right now going to start? I don't know. But if we are going to see bearish market structure on the daily, we can definitely then say with higher probability, we go lower. Now, also, in terms of the October, yes, right now we do have a negative return in the month of October. So, but the thing is, October is not even over yet, right? So we can still say, okay, if we are in an October, another all-time high can potentially happen. But again, I would say like that. I'm approaching right now the chart slightly more carefully. I know we got a major push down. I know many people got liquidated. So those things are bullish indications. We don't have confirmed bearish market structure on the daily looking on the line chart, which it's still, in my opinion, a good thing, right? So let's see what bounce we get right here. Is it going to look impulsive? Then, of course, we can look for another all-time high. If it's going to look corrective, if it's going to look very, very weak, potentially it's going to be a lower high right here, and then continuation even lower. But of course, let's see right now what we are going to get in the next couple of days. I am definitely prepared if the bear market is going to start. But again, ideally, first of all, I would like to see Ethereum Bitcoin chart getting another high right here. And of course, also for Ethereum to get another all-time high above 5,000 US dollars. And with that being said, thank you everyone for watching today's cryptocurrency live stream. It was quite an emergency live stream. That is why smash up the like button right now below the live stream right here. Smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course also I really do hope that in the next couple of days we are going to be entering another good long position, because of course, especially if the opportunity is going to be offered to us, we are looking for a long position, proper risk management. Let's see what happens next. With it being said, thank you everyone for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. See you tomorrow. And of course, peace out.
Vitalik, clapping. Vitalik, impressed. Happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.